Liz. My next guest is an author and humour columnist who believes that corporations are run by odd characters who tend to promote mean and nasty people. His latest bestseller was called Sun Tzu Was a Sissy. And he teaches readers how to wage war in the office. Please welcome the larger-than-life Stanley Bing, everybody. Stanley Bing!
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Now, listen, you've got a day job, too, haven't you?
Yes,
You're not just an author. We better tell the folks. Come on.
I work for this corporation.
You work for the Viacom Group?
Yes,
Oh, really?
actually for CBS. Yeah.
For CBS? You work for CBS? How the heck did you get on this show?
We'll talk about your trade advertising later. No, it's... I was secret author for more than 10 years. I wrote for Esquire magazine, and I had a complete double identity, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, I think you were writing under the... Because your real name's Gil, right? Gil Schwartz. But you write under the name Stanley Bing.
Stanley Bing.
Right, because you were writing about people that you were running into. You were writing pretty nasty things about people you were running into, too.
I was writing nothing more than the truth.
Oh! Did they know who you were?
No, they didn't. No one knew who I was, and it was very comfortable, and I enjoyed myself a lot. And then
so doing this show is not going to help you much, then, eh?
No, I've been busted a long time ago.
All right.
And now the only complaints I get are from people who are mad that I don't write about them. Because, you know, you're talking about executives, and really it's
all ego.
It's all about them.
Ego. No, but listen, I've been reading the book. I have, because I want to do better in my show business life.
How could you possibly be doing better?
Well, you're right, actually. But I'm saying that towards the end of this book, this is the stage I'm at, because now I'm at when you get to be the boss.
Yes.
And it gives you suggestions on how to torture people who work for you.
Yes.
What's that? What's that about? That's not nice.
Well, everyone needs help. I know that the thing is that my books generally assume that people who are in power are already demented, and they have a leg up. Now you've only been in power for a short time, so you're probably still retaining some shards of sanity. But you know, you have me on next year, and we'll see how you're doing.
Well, I'll be very unreasonable.
Oh yes, right.
But how do you think? You really believe that people only get to the top if they're tough and ruthless and nasty?
Well, I think, you know, the kid in the schoolyard, the bully in the schoolyard that no one likes, and everybody says, oh, he's never going to go anywhere. He's totally antisocial.
Right.
Corporations find those people and promote them. They're the people who are selected out, you know, in a kind of Darwinian way for future success. Then the pressure of power and authority, that works more. That's like a pressure cooker to make that, however they were demented to begin with, even worse. So you'll find somebody who is slightly paranoid growing up.
Slightly paranoid becomes really crazy.
A crazy person, and that, of course, is great for the people who work for him, because then they maintain power over the paranoid by saying, things aren't going that well, are they?
So you can use someone's power against them, then? You tap into their neurosis.
And that, in fact, is the valuable message that's in the book.
And Sun Tzu was a sissy.
Yes, well, Sun Tzu was a Chinese philosopher who believed that you could do the best by not fighting, by being so prepared and so strategic that you never even had to raise a fist. And my experience, at least in the workplace, is that hitting people is better.
You might be right.
At least in the short term.
Didn't you also write a book called What Would Machiavelli Do?
Oh, yes.
What the heck is that about? So you advocate that kind of behavior?
I don't. I just think that's the way that people in power behave. And those of us who are reasonable and sane, like your audience, see what I just did?
You're manipulating them.
I am sucking up to the audience.
Because they're your boss.
They're my boss right now. Isn't that beautiful to watch?
Yeah, I suck up to them all the time.
Absolutely. Well, you really have to.
I know I do.
You do on a daily basis. But what would Machiavelli do was I asked myself the question, why do mean people do better than nice people? And the answer is because it's all about them. They pursue their agenda. And those of us who aren't like that either get that way or we go home and wear pajamas or something.
But wait a second now. There's a very powerful man in Hollywood. He's very, very, very powerful, right? And every time this discussion comes up about you have to be a bastard to get ahead, everybody says, oh, what about Tom Hanks? Because Tom Hanks is nice. Now, he's nice. You see Tom Hanks and he's like, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, I'll get fat and grow a beard for your movie. Sure, why not?
But have you met his partners?
Ah, he has evil people working for him?
No, they're very nice, too.
Well, how does it work?
I don't know. You know, there was always an exception that proves the rule, but actually Tom works with a lot of very professional people and probably knows a few agents. And they do that
agents
work
are, no, they are evil.
Scum of the earth.
No, not some of them, all of them.
No, I didn't say some of them. I said scum of the earth.
Scum of the earth. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what? But then how do you explain lawyers?
Oh. Well, now, you know, I mean, now you're getting to levels you know, but I mean, the function of this important work that I'm doing is to try to train normal people to act like narcissistic, tough, mean-spirited bastards.
But what happens if everybody does that? What happens? What happens if everybody buys this book and everybody does what it says? We'll all be crazy.
No, well, we already are crazy, except there are victims and then there are perpetrators. And the idea is to try to be a perpetrator as much as possible. You know, you're never really going to succeed at being a inborn, you know, sort of natural lunatic, the way the really successful people are. But you can certainly try to do better.
You were never a hippie then?
Oh, sure, I was a hippie.
Really?
Well, I wasn't really a very good hippie.
I think, you know, thinking, what would Machiavelli do? Wouldn't get you into the flower power generation.
See, here's the thing. You know, when I started out, I was much more benign and lovely.
Right.
And now I do have a certain measure of success, and I can see my personality getting gnarled and twisted and revolting to myself. But I still am human enough to, that's why I'm really not more successful.
Ah, I see. So once you've actually dished all shreds of decency, you're going all the way to the top.
Well, yes, but then the good news is then you catapult downward quickly. And
it all comes back.
And you smash into the rocks. I mean, look, you know, Martha went to jail.
Right.
You know, and Michael Ovitz is somewhere.
We
don't know where he is.
Don't know where he is.
But see, what happens is people get rehabilitated if they apologize. So I guess if I have to say one thing America loves from everybody, it's a good apology for something.
I'm so sorry, America. Thank you for talking to Stanley Bing, Gil Schwartz, whoever you are tonight.
Thank you.
Sounds True was a sissy in bookstores right now. We'll be right back.